We renamed ourselves to Shiprocket. I think for the first time, the whole company felt it. For the first time, everyone like, oh, we will make it this time. Being a little bit more intentful, right, in general about what I'm doing, right, is something I'm trying to practice, which just means that, do you let your day run you or do you run your day? When we realized that, shipping is a key part of the e-commerce transaction, we built this in a way where it had never been built before. We actually inspired a little bit from payment gateways to say, okay, what if I built a single platform where I connect every shipping provider in India and then let this platform be accessible to smaller businesses who are going online, who are trying to build their business. I wanted to do a dhanda. I was very clear, even when I started my job, within 1 year. We preempted, but we were a bit early. And timing is extremely important, right? People often underestimate, like people say that all the time, but timing is everything. I'm telling you, it is everything. Because if you launch something too late, too soon, like it's really strange. Like, how does one know them? That's what I keep thinking. Like, how do I know what to do when?
And how did you figure out,
We didn't. We just went with our gut.
He's not just shipping parcels, he's rewiring how India shops. Saahil Goel and Shiprocket power thousands of fast-growing D2C brands. From bedroom hustlers in Tier 2 towns to giants like Mama Earth, quietly moving 30,000 crores of GMV and reaching over half of India's online shopping population. From the bustling, chaotic lanes of Punjabi Bagh, where he grew up, to the upscale calm of Vasant Vihar, where he now lives, Sahil's journey mirrors Shiprocket itself. 14 years ago, he and co-founder Gautam started in a one-room office in Jasola, rented from his father. That company now powers over 200,000 businesses and processes 30,000 crores in GMV. On this episode of Rolling with the Boss, Saahil breaks down how you turn chaos into a commerce engine, why he refuses to use his data to compete with his own merchants, and what building infrastructure for India really looks like. While raising 2 kids, living with his parents, jamming Metallica with his daughter like the old days, and gearing up for an IPO.
Rajnigandha presents Rolling with the Boss Season 2. Luxury partner Lexus.
What was your New Year resolution?
A large amount of my focus has been on work, obviously. And, as we're growing up as a company, trying to get now into the next phase of our journey, I think a lot of focus going towards that, like just in terms of, what are the goals for the year, what have we learned in the last year, what's worked, what's not. So I think a lot of rehashing and then recalibrating what I need to do better this year. And I think from a resolution perspective, I think it's for me, the learnings in the last couple of years have been that, what got you here won't get you there, kind of a
To
thing.
the next step, yeah.
And that's great as a statement, but it, like, no one tells you that what will get you there. So it's great to tell me ki haan, ye chalega nahi. Okay, but then what will? And I think I'm slowly understanding that no one knows that because it's so customized and different for everyone. But I think consistency and kind of going a little bit deeper and being a little boring about just executing something more rhythmically. Whereas the company is getting slightly, bigger and more in their adolescence, if you will, as a 14-year-old company. I do think that that's something that's been emerging as a big theme. I think as a resolution, koi aisa khas wo nahi hai, but I think at the same time, being a little bit more intentful, right, in general about what I'm doing. Right, is something I'm trying to practice, which just means that, do you let your day run you or do you run your day? Do you let your month run you or do you run your month? And just being intentful. Do you let your kids run you? Or do you? Are you getting my point? Like being intentful about what you do and then just kind of staying there, saying no from the other things.
Right. So the company, as you just said a little while back, that is like 14 years old now.
Correct.
How did this start for you? You were in the US.
Yeah.
You were there to do your engineering.
That's right.
And that's when it started. But of course, it did not start
with
that name, right? Shiprocket or with this business model, right?
It didn't, yeah. So I think it started very early in my head, to be honest, right? So when I was in 7th or 8th,
You're a Punjabi Bagh boy, right?
I'm a Punjabi boy.
Yeah.
So my mom is also tech savvy.
Uh-huh.
She learned how to use Foxbase. I don't know if you know what that is. It's an old school database program that you could create databases and do like record filing, or you could build a mini accounting system.
Right.
So there was a computer in the house, right? Basically,
Right.
when I was in 8th. And then she taught me how to do that. And then by 9th, I discovered kind of the HTML, which is front end,
Right.
which is the internet.
Right.
This is 1998, 1999. And I just sort of immediately like got sucked into it. I was like, this is my thing.
Yeah.
And I became like the school computer guy. I was hacking people and I was on the school website team. You know what I'm saying? Like I became the school internet guy. Then 11th, I think a friend of mine and me, we built this website for jokes content. And we actually monetized it. We put up a commission junction banner back in 2000.
So you just put jokes on a website. Okay.
Back then, and then we got listed on Rediff as a #1 jokes website. We were getting like 100,000 visitors a month.
Okay.
And we made like...
And this is back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, we made $1,000.
Ah.
It was a lot of money.
Of course.
I feel old now. But then I went for my undergrad, partially in the US and transferred to India. And that's where I met Gautam.
Right.
Who
Co-founder.
in 2003, 4, somewhere there. And we instantly sort of realized that we both have sort of a deep desire for just productive stuff, productive thinking, brainstorming, jamming, what do you want to call it, right? And we didn't think of business ideas in college, but we like discussing stuff, ki, "Arey, ye hota to kya hota?" And Gautam's name in college was Jugaad. Because seriously, he was a guy,
So he must be the operations guy.
He was a guy that everyone went to, ye kaise kar? Like, how do I buy this? Or what is this cost? Or, I'm having this problem.
Right.
They're like, okay, I know a guy, or I'll get it done. Like, he somehow always had a way. He was super resourceful, right? Okay, great. So, great to have a guy like that. Right?
Yeah, perfect marriage, man. I mean, tech guy and the Jugaad guy.
So, once I finished college, I went to Max. I got a job there as an intern, turned into a full-time job, did that for a couple of years, then went to the US, got my MBA, my MS, did a bunch of work in different organizations, but I never got that internet style business opportunity. I was doing tech, but it's not my calling, right? And secondly, I wanted to do a dhanda. I was very clear, even when I started my job, within 1 year. Right?
And where does it come from? Does it come from the family background? Does it come from, I don't know, the initial success that you had, perhaps? I'm making $1,000.
Difficult to say. I've actually thought about it too.
Yeah, sure.
And I was in a good job. My wife and I were both earning money. She was a physio. I met her in the US. We just literally got her in license, in Pittsburgh, which is where I went to college. And while I was there, then just kind of started discussing with Gautam, starting 2009, about our ideas, and then paused them. Because, I think we preempted, but we were a bit early. And timing is extremely important, right? People often underestimate. Like, people say that all the time, right? Timing is everything.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it is everything. Because if you launch something too late, too soon, like, it's really strange. Like, how does one know then?
Yeah.
That's what I keep thinking. Like, how do I know what to do when?
And how did you figure out,
We didn't. We just went with our gut. So 2009, we thought about this. Obviously, I was in the US. Gautam was here in his family business. So nahi chal raha tha. That idea didn't work. Like, whatever, right? We did the study. And we kept going, we were graphing back and forth, just kind of figuring out. 2010, 11, whatever. For anything.
Barely Flipkart being around.
Flipkart. No, Flipkart's not there. I mean, they may have been there, but they were not the Flipkart we know, right?
Yeah, of course.
So my mama calls me, you are the tech guy in the company. The
मेरी website बना दो.
मेरी साइट बना दे, बता दे. So I was like, Shopify type कुछ होगा इंडिया में, उससे बनवा लो.
Right.
And then I realized कि actually Shopify type इंडिया में नहीं है. There is no do it yourself, go and build my website, like let me do this. है ही नहीं वहाँ पे.
Correct.
So I said, this is interesting. And I, like, front end development is all I love.
Yeah.
So maybe we should just do this.
Yeah.
Right? So then Gautam and I started talking again, कि यार ये क्यों नहीं करते, right? Because this, I know this, and I can't do it without you because I have no ground pay makeup. It's not my thing, right? The customer, I have no idea. Correct? So you and I can be a great combination because, like, you have that skill, just in terms of logistics and, like, just being on the ground like a desk guy. It's not my thing.
Right.
So that's how it was an instant, like, hit in our heads, कि this could work. And then because we had a customer, it's more B2B.
Yeah.
It was not that, you know, risk वो नहीं था कि अच्छा ठीक है, like customers paying you money, you're doing their website, like, it's not risky.
Yeah.
Right.
But then back in those days, were people really interested, especially small businesses, that I want a website? They weren't, right?
No. It was just Gautam and I who were interested to say that, hey, why aren't you guys going online? And we said, I remember walking in the malls with them. So we launched the business, right? Pehle I tried doing it from there. Yeah, I'm good. Like, you know, I can't tell my wife, so we got to move back. So I begged my wife, I know it, ho gaya hai, but I really want us to move back. Because if I don't do it, I will regret for the rest of my life, and I can't live with this regret. नहीं चलेगा तो वापस आ जाएंगे. मेरी guarantee है. Give me 3 years, right? ऐसे करके we quit our jobs.
Somehow you convinced her, because obviously, I mean, it's a major decision.
Moved back and it was on I'm telling you, it's weird. Like the things where people think बहुत research करी होगी. It was a 1 week decision between Gautam and I. Just हो गया बस. Somehow I don't know what it was. It was a stars or whatever.
I think as far as businesses are concerned, especially, and I've seen this with a lot of people, conversations, one little problem, someone just points it out to you, and something just clicks in your head.
Absolutely.
In that moment, you can't explain.
Correct. You see it, right?
But you can see something that yes.
You feel it actually.
So,
So we came back. I mean, I came back rather. And remember January 2012. Okay. 26th को I came. Gautam ने तब तक sweetheart that he is, he had set up the office, सब कुछ ready. He's like कि तू boss की तरह enter करा office में, but because he was here, right? Couple of months he had done the work. Office set up, छोटा office था. My dad had this shop in Jasola, जो rent पे नहीं चढ़ रही थी.
Right.
So he said वो चढ़ नहीं रही है because it's खाली, right? So you guys do it up, sit there, pay me like some subsidized rent, 5K a month, and that way, you know. Like it works out for both of us.
Yeah, if you want to build a business, behave like a business.
100%. ये कुछ नहीं है. तो Gautam sets it up. Our money, we pulled 10 lakhs each. कि ठीक है, boss इतना पैसा होना चाहिए. And then we said, this is the life of the business. ये नहीं होगा तो we'll go back. We'll figure something out. ठीक है. तो ऐसा करके शुरू किया. I know it was pre-Flipkart, pre-Amazon.
Right.
But it was still people were there. Right. So we got 1,000 merchants in 3 years of launching the business. Right. Paying us whatever 5,000-10,000 bucks a month. And I think it's. Our issue was different though. I was like, ये 1,000 का in 10 years with this business model, ये 10,000 हो जाएगा. But it 10 lakhs नहीं होएगा.
And back then, it was under a different name, right?
So when we launched the company, we were, what was my experience? Like Shopify had actually solved this in the US for enterprise software becoming super simple by small businesses to use. That was one thing they did. And then over time, they had added payments and they had added shipping. This was their main kind of reason for success. And the other ones just got so far left behind कि समझ आ गया कि okay, by doing these bolt-ons ना, उसने TAM इतना बढ़ा लिया अपना.
Correct.
From being only something for the elite 10%, it became the mass product, right? कि भाई everybody and the bakery and the boutique, everybody could now go online because payments and shipping were the two core fundamental things. The website became the way to shop, and that was it. That was Shopify's whole, holy grail or business model. So we tried to replicate the same, and then we realized every year कि यार ये website वाला तो ठीक है बन गया है. One, India is not website first, because हम लोग already social media पे retrofit करके we were doing conversations. We were as a country already shopping on social, right? By 2014-15, in a meaningful way. And then the second thing was that the whole payments and shipping bolting on just couldn't happen. We would be laughed out of rooms from companies saying कि क्या e-commerce बोलते रहते हो आप लोग. India में कभी e-commerce नहीं होने वाला sir.
Again, the problem of being a little early.
We wanted to cash on delivery. I remember somebody like telling me कि I'll never amount to anything. So I think boss, and then Flipkart did it. Right? They did cash on delivery. Then the couriers also got into this. Then we got them. So that was a journey. But we realized कि यार ये तो हो ही नहीं पाएगा. Just by putting the website with 0 orders, I'll never make money and they'll never make money and we'll never get to do what we came to do. Right? And when we were pivoting, we obviously every time we ran out of money, we pivoted. The CartRocket thing got over. I mean, it was not shutting down, but it's not going anywhere.
So from CartRocket, Craftly.
So we launched as CartRocket, which was a store builder, because we thought that's the way to go after this market. We got like early, like I said, 1,000, 1,500 brands, sometimes 2,000. I'm getting the exact
But then the problem you were faced with was that you can't scale it.
Yeah, well, they
maybe
were not
to 10,000, but not more merchants, right?
Well, I just couldn't see India getting on this, right? Gautam मेरा vision था, you should walk in markets in GK2 or in malls. क्या एक दिन ये सब online जाने चाहिए, right?
Yeah.
Technically. तो ये मॉडल पे कैसे जाएंगे फिर? उस IT बनाने में उनको 3 महीने लग रहे हैं. They are so picky, etc. So we said this is not our thing. Like this is not the valuable part. The valuable part lies outside of this in the enablement stack, which is saying कि इसका order आना चाहिए, पेमेंट चलनी चाहिए और शिपिंग होनी चाहिए. वही नहीं हो रहा तो साइट तो फिर एक ऑलमोस्ट मींस टू एन एंड था ना यार. दैट्स नॉट द गोल.
करेक्ट.
साइट बन गई एंड 0 ऑर्डर्स. तो फायदा क्या हुआ?
फायदा क्या हुआ? Correct,
And merchants को business करना है ना, they don't want a vanity, not branding के लिए थोड़ी कर रहे हैं लोग.
Exactly.
So ultimately we then started thinking deeply about.
So this is your first serious pivot.
That's right.
After this, yeah.
तो हमने बोला यार ये long tail business नहीं है, right? Because this is a desktop style publishing business. I remember हमारा एक investor होता था BNext.
Okay.
And we went to one of their conferences in Singapore. And at that time in 2014, 15 maybe, everyone was talking about mobile. This was a time when companies in India were shutting down their websites to say, oh, we'll be mobile only, and stuff like that, right? So, and everything was going mobile at that time. So, like, how does, let's call it CartRocket Studio. That's how it started.
Okay.
And Studio में हमने CartRocket कर दिया free, right? कि any designer, तब हमने सारे all these, there used to be the exhibitions in Delhi for eclectic brands and like Comic-Con type, like the whole cool brands, kind of segment was jumping onto CartRocket Studio, and they were snapping pictures, and the site would go up in 60 seconds, and it was a wonderful feeling. And payments and shipping were there.
Yeah.
That ultimately turned into becoming Craftly, which became actually a marketplace, but it was a marketplace focused on the long tail of sellers and the eclectic product set in the market, with shipping and payments wired on, right?
Okay.
वो हमने किया 15-16. And when we did that, we were able to see long tail में क्या होता है, whatever, right?
Because I mean, you would have tried to replicate that model, right?
तो मेरे पास पैसे ही नहीं थे, I had an option ही नहीं थी कि ये तो सॉफ्टवेयर रहना पड़ेगा, तो क्या कर सकते हैं? तो let's go to the FedExes, DHLs, deliveries of the world, जो भी उस समय थे, right? कि यार आप लोग करो, and उसमें बहुत gap था, because हमारी expectation was not that of an Amazon. Our expectation was that of the long tail. Long tail में, for example, pickup ही नहीं हुआ था, because if you're a long tail seller, you're not doing something every day.
Yeah.
To get a sort of carrier to do this in a predictable way is very hard.
Yeah.
So how do you build a system to make it happen? Because वो कह रहा है अभी your consumer is waiting as a marketplace. The seller is saying मैं pack करके बैठा हुआ हूँ. Now what do you do?
Yeah.
Right? तुम्हारा loss हो रहा है एक तरीके से. Because the more you delay, and this was all COD, huh? Abhishek back then.
Yeah.
90% COD, huge RTO, very, very like unprofitable, like very, very difficult business.
Sahil, we were talking about shipping.
That's right.
And shipping is now, of course, your mainstay, right? I mean, as far as Shiprocket is concerned, that is where the major chunk of money comes from,
That's
right?
See, I think when we realized that, shipping is a key part of the e-commerce transaction, we built this in a way where it had never been built before. We actually inspired a little bit from payment gateways to say, okay, what if I built a single platform where I connect every shipping provider in India and then let this platform be accessible to smaller businesses who are going online, who are trying to build their business. And people think of shipping as an after effect. Ki once you get the order, वही सबसे important है. Reality is that's not true. Because getting an order in a digital world is equally important as being able to deliver that order and deliver that experience. Because see, in the world of physical retail, you show up in the store. When you're browsing the window, that's the discovery. When you make up your mind, you're kind of, a salesperson shows up. That's the conversion. And then that person you have to go to the checkout counter and actually buy it and go through the transaction, right?
Right.
There, the delivery is instantaneous. Now imagine if you take away, कि तू pay कर दे, go away.
Yeah.
What do you think the guy will do? He will not buy.
Right.
कि मैं आया हूँ to buy, man. I want it right now. How do you kind of do that when you're running it on your own? Right? The marketplaces do it well because they have perfected this art. Over the years, it's all done for you. But for businesses who are selling on their own website or social media, how do they deliver that experience? So this became the problem statement in 2016-17, and we firmly, the company kind of, all of us rebranded, and we said firmly that, look, we need to enable this. This is the biggest problem. If we don't fix this market will not expand and nothing will happen, right? And that was a real bet, that in our second pivot, if you will, where we renamed ourselves as Shiprocket. I think for the first time, the whole company felt it. For the first time, everyone like, oh, we will make it this time.
Right.
वो feel हो गया था because we could tell that we were aligned, and we could tell that from our mistakes in the past. I mean, it was like 6-7 years in the making.
Yeah.
But it worked.
You just changed the model.
Correct.
You stayed in the same lane.
Correct.
And you're still doing the same thing pretty much.
That's right. So our vision statement was day one, enabling MSMEs of India to go digital. Nothing has changed, right?
Right.
We said CartRocket, we said Craftly, then we said Shiprocket, because see, our belief was that there are 6 crore SMEs in India. They are 70% of retail. I used to intern at Walmart. This is where this purpose came from. When I was at Walmart, it was a great internship. I really learned the ropes, and they do a really good job at 3 months of cramming it into you. But then I started coming back to India and started to observe कि यार ये India में there's the retail is so it's not homogeneous. It's not as if there are these pockets, and it's very, very unstructured, right? So many many transactions happening. How will this get organized offline? We're not going to drive out of the city. Like, that's not our model, right? So, ये Walmart to कभी नहीं आया India में. वो नहीं आया फिर over the last 10 years, right, of me being here. And then I realized that then this will not happen online either. You know, we are different from US. We are different from China in that sense. Our largest employer is MSME. That is not true for those countries, right? So, when this happens, how does e-commerce become prominent? We are 7-8% penetration only, right? Out of 1 trillion of retail, we are some 70-80 billion. So how does this become, 500 billion one day? Will it all become marketplace style selling? I just don't see it happening, right? Tax in that in profit, and you're the single person, right? And you can do this with Shiprocket because we'll give you a bot to connect into Instagram now. Right. So you can manage your conversations. We'll give you a link to collect the payment.
All enabled by AI, etc.
To give you a link, with like a LLM style. It's beta, but it's coming soon, right? On WhatsApp is there already. Instagram's coming. So, that's how we are hacking into this. And then we're giving you a way to collect payments, a way to securely check if the, consumer has any fraud in their history because we bring intelligence. And then finally, what's the best way to ship it to them? Collect cash on delivery or pay online, pay UPI. Just manage that whole thing, put in a simple app. And now this person can do it, right? And there are lakhs of such people on the Shiprocket platform who are doing this. And of course, as they graduate into becoming a more seasoned website seller, then they become more multi-channel and ultimately get everywhere. And we've seen brands go from 0 rupees to 500 crores in sales in 6 years, 4 years,
That's
5
interesting.
years.
So which sectors are we talking about? Is the
Fashion,
which is like really
apparel,
popular?
Beauty and personal care, Ayurveda, nutraceuticals. Now pet supplies are growing rapidly.
Isn't Mama Earth like one of your clients, right?
They are early client and are one of our largest clients. And again, we've known Varun Ghazal for 20 years, and they've been very supportive on our platform, and we've got to learn how to scale the business, along with them. Right. And then, in the process, got several other clients who are large in size like them. So very, very, very interesting journeys. So I think that's the thing, right? The purpose got us to solve it. Our purpose was that, look, there is a huge opportunity here, and one or the other day, this needs to happen. Now, we may not do it, but this is going to happen. Otherwise, e-commerce will never bloom in India, right? So if it's going to happen, let's stay the course and let's find the answer. Because we're not in this for 5 years to sell out, right? We're here forever in some ways, right? We've always thought long term, because this is like building infrastructure, man. It's like building the infrastructure for India. So that goal itself is very big, right? As long as you can find the monetization around it, it's a very fulfilling goal. Because you're like, I'm powering these businesses, I'm giving them a way to be able to make money. That's the business model. The business model isn't to make money ourselves. It's to first put money into your pocket and then be able to make from it.
Right.
So it's completely outcome based. Our software is entirely free, right?
And I think which is where traction is also coming from, right? I mean, if the merchant is able to sell something, he's happy to give you a little percentage of it, right?
Exactly. And that's why the marketplaces work well too.
So right now, what kind of volume are you talking about on the platform?
Yeah, so there are roughly 200,000 businesses, right? Between 180 and 180,000, 200,000 businesses on a sort of a run rate paying basis on the platform. We process anywhere between 25 and 30,000 crores in GMV, right, on the platform. So fairly large in terms of size. We are the largest e-commerce enabler in the country. We power just about 5% of 4.5 to 5% of total India's e-commerce, roughly about 20-25% of the direct commerce market, which is our segment, right? So rapidly growing, and direct commerce in India was zero, like maybe 1-2% 10, 11 years ago when we had started the business. It has now become 20%.
Right.
And is growing faster than sort of if the total market is growing at, 20%, direct commerce is 25, 30 sometimes. Quick commerce is faster, and so on, right?
Yeah.
And marketplaces are maybe not as fast at the moment.
Right.
So that gives you a sense of, okay, where is the pull happening? And tier 2 is massive, right?
Yeah.
So for us, 70 to 73% beyond, 70% plus is going to be tier 2.
Right.
Merchants are 50% tier 1.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, consumers are tier 2, and every year that's inching there, right? So we've delivered to about 140 million consumers till date. That's about 55% of India's shopping population. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
So we are able to see that, okay, where are the next, so we call it new to commerce, where are the next customers coming? So now we can tell when a new customer comes for a merchant's order, have they shopped before? And many times we find that almost always that person is going to be in a newer city or a tier 2 city.
Right.
And the AOVs are higher, our AOVs are around $1,500, right?
Okay.
So there is a, very interesting commerce wave coming.
Yeah.
Right. And we are right in the center of it in some ways.
Yeah.
And it's been like, we've been waiting for it for 14 years in some ways as well. One second. Hello. What happened? No. I'm going to call you back, beta. I'm in the middle of something. I'll call you back. I can't talk right now.
Your daughter?
My son.
That's your son.
हाँ. उसको पता है जब मैं when I'm stuck ना, वो तभी अपना वो birthday बारे में नहीं बेटा अभी नहीं that time.
Acha, now circling back to where we were,
Yeah.
and I'll ask you one last business question. After that, we're going to start talking about Saahil Goel more,
Sure.
the person, the boss, of course. When it comes to entrepreneurs talking about their baby, the business being that baby, there's no end to that conversation.
Correct.
I mean, you can talk for 2 hours and you'd still be probably just getting warmed up. Yeah. So that said, what are your IPO plans?
Yeah, so we filed our UERHP. It's in the public domain.
Yeah.
Which is automatically an indicator.
Yep.
That we do have plans.
Yeah. Okay. And that's all that you're saying at this point in time
Yes.
about IPO? Okay. So as and when that happens, I mean, we will have a longer conversation perhaps.
Sure.
But now I want to move back to, some of the things which we started with. Of course, you met your wife in the US. It was a love marriage, right?
Yes.
Okay. And how did the two of you meet? Because, I mean, what she does professionally has nothing to do with what you do or what you were doing.
That's
so how did the meeting happen?
I actually met her. I actually saw her the first day of orientation when I got off the bus stop.
Okay.
I'm serious, right? So I got off the bus and I saw her.
And this was in Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And we're going to a student orientation. I didn't meet her, but I saw her and I kind of, I liked her a little bit. And then I kind of kept seeing her.
Okay.
Somehow in the campus.
Yeah.
And then we ended up being in the same Indian Student Association 3-4 months into college. And then we got to meet her. I got to meet her. And then I pursued her because I really liked her.
Right.
Fell for her. That's how I met her.
Right. I mean, it's very interesting, Indians, when we go out, we end up finding other Indians. Yeah. And then, because it's not the only love story of this kind that I've heard.
Which is strange, You were saying there were so many people there.
Exactly.
But you still, there's so much cultural context and language and so many things,
Where is she from though?
She's from Bombay.
Okay.
So, it's totally different.
Yeah.
Everything, if you know what I mean, like different family type, very, very different. She's Maharashtrian, a Punjabi baniya, so completely different, but amazing. Like
it makes for an interesting dynamic at home,
100%,
I guess.
100%.
Yeah,
it's great.
And you have 2 kids?
Yes.
Okay. And how old are they?
So my daughter's 13.
Yeah.
My son's 8.
Son's 8.
He was just calling.
Yeah.
I saw him.
Yeah. And what was he bugging you about?
He knows right now that I'm in this interview.
Yeah.
I told him.
Yeah.
So he's calling me to get permission to go to his friend's house,
Right.
which he's not supposed to.
Right.
So he knows. No. Tell me yes or no right now. Like no. Tell me yes. No, that's not permission. And that's ordering me. But it's fun with them. Raising my kids is making me a better manager also at work. By the way, it's not very different. My employees will hear this and laugh, but it's teaching a lot of patience. Let me put it this way.
Right. And when it comes to parenting, as far as the responsibilities are concerned, how do you guys divide this?
Yeah, so 100% I can do what I do because Neha does what she does, and that was our sort of agreement when we moved back. And hats off to her for supporting me in this because, like I said, if she didn't do this, if she didn't kind of dedicate herself to raising our children and kind of running the home and being the CEO at home, there's no way I can do this, right? So it's like I wish I could do more, but this is the way we carve it out. I do spend time with the kids and trying to help them with schoolwork once in a while, like if it's tech stuff or math stuff, I'll pick it up. My daughter plays the guitar, so a lot of that, I play with her, kind of spend that time with her. My son's into video games, so now I play video games. Before you came in, he was building a world in Minecraft.
Right.
So now I'm learning how to do that with him.
Right.
So that's that. But I think a large part of the value system and sort of the structure in their lives and everything is all done by my wife. So it's all Neha.
Yeah. I mean, and I think however you do it, that's different for different couples, right?
Yeah.
But having that kind of support system is very important in such situations, right?
That, and I live with my parents too, right? So it really makes a difference because having grandparents, they are a support. My kids and my grandparents are in some ways a support system for each other as well.
Right.
Because they're at that sort of age, and my kids are at that age where they can gel, right? My son and my dad are like hanging out all the time, so it's great, from that perspective. So I think that makes a huge difference too, and that also allows me to be able to restfully focus on work, knowing that, there's all these people who got my back and, my family's been taken care of. So,
Yeah. And so business, family, that's where obviously most of your time goes. But apart from that, I mean, what do you like to do? I mean, what are the things that you enjoy? Driving being one.
Yeah.
You do enjoy driving, right?
I do. I love driving. I like driving. I like traveling. I love traveling. I used to go a lot hiking, like trekking, hiking, whatever. I did Machu Picchu. I did a lot of trails in the US when I was studying there. But when I India, somehow I just kind of didn't find the time. It was too much planning, somehow. So it didn't happen, but I still like it. I have an opportunity, I'll do it. Other than that, was big time into music, right? I used to play in a band and stuff back in the day. Played at IIT Delhi too. The big Metallica fan. So now I just go to concerts. My daughter plays the guitar. I'll play once in a while with her, but it's not like I'm no longer able to give it time. But I know I'll get back to it at some point because I love music of all kinds. I am a huge believer in music and its power to just make you feel better, and it's just like it's one thing I can focus and listen to for hours. Like it's just that's what it means for me.
Yeah, and I think if it's not a phase in her life, she will definitely make sure that you end up doing more of guitar.
That's right. Actually, I have started playing a lot more after she started playing.
Yeah.
Because now it's in a room. There's a place for it, and then she's playing like Spells Like Teen Spirit and a lot of the songs that I like.
Yeah.
So I'm actually just going to pick up and just jam with her.
Yeah.
So isi bahane now I'm starting to play with her.
Yeah. No, that's wonderful. I mean, because of finding that one common activity, something which you enjoy yourself, and
really, so it's the best with kids, the best.
Yeah, best. Utilization of time. I mean, you're chilling, you're decompressing, and also bonding with the daughter.
Full on win-win, right? And she's learning too in the process.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm learning from her too. So
right. And what are some of the things which the other people keep, especially because of peer pressure, right? Oh, go play paddle. Have you picked up any of those sports? No.
Yeah, so na actually, you're right. I think it is peer pressure.
Yeah.
So my wife that day, I think I need to pick up pickleball. She's like, why?
Yeah.
I'm like, pata nahi, sab log khel rahe hain yaar.
Exactly.
So I have not done it, and then that day I was at a court. I almost did it, and then I thought, nahi, I think everyone else knows how to play it.
Yeah.
So let me not do it here and make a fool of myself.
Yeah.
I'm not. I wasn't very sporty growing up. I liked running, so I'm more into like individual sports, so swimming, maybe shooting basketball hoops and running. But I wasn't into. I have poor hand-eye coordination. My friends would laugh at me. I would be the 12th player in cricket. You don't get what I'm saying.
Right. Okay.
I loved being there. I loved hanging out, but I'm just bad at it. Let me put this way. I'll show up, but then I'll be like, oh, tu bhi aa gaya. Chal tu bhi khel le. I'm that guy.
Yeah, and cricket in Delhi, like street cricket in Delhi, could be brutal.
Intense,
Very intense.
Intense hai. So, but I played. That's why I played it.
Yeah.
But I'm not like it's not my thing.
So you're the tech guy.
Yeah.
Gautam is of course the jugaad guy. How would you characterize the others?
Yeah. See, in the early days, it was just Gautam and I, right?
Yeah.
So it was cleanly split between us. It was very clear. Gautam would do the sales, to bring on a logistics company, anything that required negotiation and like, ye main nahi kar raha. So he was there, and then he was also all the insight, the business insight, pretty much all of it came from him, to be honest, right?
Yeah.
The tech insight, the product insight, how do I scale it with the digital, all that stuff came from me in the beginning, of course. And over time, we both learned a bunch of stuff, right, from each other. But we kept, we would defer to each other on those areas, and it was very clear. We never had an agreement. वो understood सा था, and we knew it before we started the business. I did have a conversation with him when we started. कि देख, he's my best friend. He's not just a friend. He was my best friend.
Right.
पहले से, when we started.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So we had an agreement कि देख, I value the friendship far more than any of this. तो ना, how do we make sure कि ये खराब नहीं हो जाए? And it was very clear कि देख, we just don't know anything about what we do. Like our areas, तो कभी लड़ाई नहीं हुई because we never had a point of view. मुझे टेक में ये करना है, like okay, I have no idea.
Right.
तो कर ले फिर. या सेल्स में ऐसे करना चाहिए, like okay, I don't really know. Right? I have common sense. I can brainstorm with you, but I'm not going to have an opinion because it's not my area. So I think the complementarity really helped. Then Akshay came on. He was our first professional sort of hire. He was from Amazon, the ex-Wharton Harvard guy, the bada scale will देख के. He brought new ideas. He brought consumer thinking to the company. तो वही नया area हो गया. Vishesh was helping us do a lot of the connects. Right? He was great at networking. वो गौतम में अच्छे नहीं थे. तो it was like that, right? And then I think the overall team, when I hire my team at least, I make sure that there is no overlap of personalities, not skills, personalities, right? So I pick it in a very, very, very intentful way to balance things out and drive things in a certain way and to to move the team to move my company's culture in the direction I want to, and sometimes even for me to learn.
Right.
Because their skills, the only way I can't go out and get another job now, right?
Yeah.
The only way I can learn is to bring.
I'm not sure if you would want another job at this point in time, but yeah.
Because I love my job, right?
Yeah.
The only way I can do this is to bring people in.
Yeah.
Who can expand my thinking.
Yeah.
Right? This is where I did
number
my
of things.
first job, by the way.
Oh.
This building.
Okay.
Third floor.
Right. That's
The DLF Square.
Trident, right?
Well, it used to be Max Life's office.
Okay.
Third floor, bit DLF Square. This was my first job. Anyway, sorry.
Right. No, that's
Something
cool.
we
Man.
just saw there.
Yeah.
None of this was there, huh? It used to be the ship building, they would call it. This used to be.
Yeah, I remember.
And इसके आगे बोलते थे रात को जाना.
रात को जाना मत. Correct.
Because कुछ था नहीं. And funny story is before we got my dad's office as office, right?
Yeah.
इससे और आगे जाके ना, I know exactly भूल गया मैं, Pay City 3 कुछ तो नाम है वहाँ पे.
जहाँ पे ग्रे वर्ल्ड वाइड का ऑफिस था.
No idea, boss. गौतम ने एक बीच में एक ऑफिस दिया था वहाँ पे.
Sure.
तो जब मैं बीच में आया था यूएस से, before we started the company in the new office, so I've taken an office, यहाँ पे करेंगे. I saw it, I was like, भाई ये डिजिटल के लिए लोग किधर नहीं आएंगे.
Right.
This is way far, मतलब कुछ है ही नहीं, public transport, this, that. There's no way we can do it here.
Yeah.
और ऊपर ऑफिस है, नीचे वो कुछ some juice extraction factory. I was like, boss, ये वो काम नहीं है. You know? I'm just telling you mentally, sort of how far we were, and I was like, नहीं, कोई बात नहीं, we'll find something else.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. And I mean, we are pretty close to your office now. I
Yes.
think a few minutes and we'll be there. But it's been a wonderful conversation,
Likewise,
Saahil.
Abhishek.
You know,
It's been very, very interesting chatting, and I know, as you said, I eventually gravitate back to my work because I think it occupies a large part of my mind. But I think it's come to a point where, you know, it's intertwined so much into my life and even my family's life. Like, they all know.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way you can sustain it, to be honest. You can't people say compartmentalize. You should compartmentalize the stress if you're taking it, or don't take the stress if you ask me. I think it's totally not worth it. But at the same time, you can't compartmentalize the flows or the feelings, because I think it affects you more if you try to suppress it.
Yeah.
I found that it's better to take your family along, and when you're at work, if you need to do family stuff, do it.
Do it.
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think it is कि you stop and then start. ऐसा नहीं चलता है मेरे को लगता है. You know, and it's much better for me.
Everything needs to be like very well integrated.
Yeah, you're at work, you need to go do something for your kid. Do it. Come back. Right?
Instead
if you're
of
at
work-life
home,
balance, talk
if
about
you're at
work-life
home
integration.
and something comes up,
Yeah.
you are the judge. If you think this deserves your work energy now, do it. I mean, see, because it is, at the end of the day, it is about ownership of your family and ownership of your work.
Absolutely.
If you can truly do it, right, then I don't think there is any challenge in trying to find that balance there.
Yeah.
Right? And of course, you need a supportive organization, a supportive team and all that. But that being said, I feel like it can be done. You know, it's taken me a long time. I'm still getting there. My wife hears it, she'll be like, you're lying. But I've gotten much better.
Yeah. I mean, it happens with time. But on that note, Saahil, thank you so much for
Thank
doing
you.
this.
Thank you, Abhishek.
Wonderful conversation,
It's a
and we'll
pleasure.
have many more
Pleasure.
going forward.
Thank you so much.
Rajnigandha presents Rolling with the Boss Season 2. Luxury partner Lexus.